Hi, I'm Alan Tetreault with Global Sugar Art, and today I'd like to talk to you about the FMM line of tappets and cutters for letters and numbers. The tappets include quite a variety. We have the funky alphabet, we have a block alphabet, we have a script alphabet, we have a number set, and then there are a number of shapes. There's hearts, there's a religious set, there's just many different, there's a baby shower, there's a fashion set for young girls and women's, there's a set with like little tools and stuff for men, for cake decorating themes. And they're all basically made the same. They're all on a strip like this that's flexible. The reason they're called tappets is it's the method used to remove the product once you cut them. And that's basically to tap them on the board or on your tabletop or on the edge of a board. So don't be afraid of these. They're quite strong and they're quite flexible, and that's the way they're supposed to be used. So let me give you a quick demonstration on how to use these. Now, most people will try to use these with fondant. They simply do not work with fondant. Fondant is too soft and too stretchy to work well with these. Now, if you want to really make a very firm fondant by kneading in a lot of powdered sugar until it's very firm and you roll it very thin, then you may have some success. I prefer to use 3 different products. One of them is just plain gum paste. The second one would be a gum paste fondant mixture where you take 50% fondant and 50% gum paste and knead them together, and that will give you a nice firm product. Or my favorite is Mexican paste. And I like the Mexican paste because it holds its shape much better than the gum paste does, and even much better than the 50-50 mix of fondant and gum paste together. So I have a little piece of Mexican paste made up, and I've kneaded it ahead of time. I've put a little bit of shortening on my hands, and it's a nice, soft, pliable consistency. And I'm just going to roll this out. Now, this needs to be rolled out fairly thin and very even. So you can do it with the rolling pin, or I have my pasta machine set up right here, and I'm going to run this through until it's about at a number 5 setting. What this allows me to do is create a nice piece of paste that's really even. All the thickness all the way through is very even. Okay. There. It's a lot easier than rolling with a rolling pin. I'm going to put a little bit of cornstarch on the top and bottom so this moves very freely. Now, when you look at the tappets, you'll see the outside cutter, and then you'll see a part on the inside. That's really just an embossing part. That will not cut all the way through. It will simply emboss the fondant or the paste, whatever you're using. So it's important that this be the right thickness. Now, I put it through at a 5. It may be too thin. We're going to see. I'm going to set that down. I'm moving in a circular motion to make sure it cuts clean through. Then I'm just going to lift that out and tap it. And it popped right out. And I can see already that the design in there is not as detailed as I want it. So that tells me that I've rolled my paste too thin. So I'm just going to flip this in half, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to do a number 4. A lot of this is trial and error, and you have to work with the paste and the cutter until you get the exact right thickness. So I'm going to do this again, go in a circle, pull that over, and tap it out. And now you can see just that little bit of a difference in rolling out. I have a nice embossed design in here. So let's just do another one. We have a nice star right here. And go in a circular motion, flip that over. Oops. I think I just lost that one. Let me cut another one. There we go. And you can see how nicely embossed that one is. And these hold their shape really well. And let's just do a letter. I'm going to roll this back up. Now, for the letters, because you're not embossing them, you're just cutting them out, I do tend to roll it a little bit thinner. Okay, again, a little cornstarch on the top and on the bottom. Make sure it's nice and moves very freely. And then choose a letter. Cut in a circular motion against the board to make sure that you have a really good clean cut. Flip that over. Now, if you want to make sure that the inside's cut, just use your finger, your thumb. You can pull that right out. And there's your letter. And let me just do another one here. We'll do a letter P. I'm doing this for a very specific reason. I'm going to just go over that with my thumb. And now, the reason I did the P is it's because it's a little more complicated. It's a little longer letter. There's a very thin piece in here. But I want you to see how nicely it held its shape using the Mexican paste. Even gum paste would not hold this well. You would see the letters looking like this, and you'd sit there and try and arrange them so that they looked exactly like the cutter did. With the Mexican paste, you're not going to have that problem. So don't be afraid of the Tappits. They're great tools. They're wonderful for writing messages and happy birthday and all types of greetings on your cakes. And the theme Tappits are great for little side decorations on your cake. So don't be afraid of these. They're a really nice tool. Thank you so much.